Let me tell you what it does not say. It does not say the one setting upon this cloud was the Son of Man. It does not say that. Now, I'm not saying right now that it's not the Son of Man. What I'm saying is the language does not say that it is the Son of Man. It says, likened unto a son of man. All right, so I say that to you. Do you understand the struggle? Because obviously, most of the commentaries are referring to, I've always thought this was Jesus. I may still think it's Jesus, okay?
Can I share something here? Not even not having the definite article like you were talking about, the thing that will cause me to struggle with that phrase is the mere fact that this messenger is telling him it's time and to do something.
Okay, good.
And so I'm thinking, why would you be telling Jesus he should know before you know?
All right, that's an excellent point. I didn't see that. That's an excellent point. And there's ways to explain that and still make Jesus the person there. Mm-hmm. So I will tell you, there are ways to explain everything I'm saying. That's why I'm not trying to give you the answer. I'm trying to ask you to think this through with me. But that's a great point. So here you are reading, because you're getting ready for class tonight, and you're reading some commentaries, and this is, matter of fact, there are versions. If you take your laptop if you take your internet access and you go to a parallel versions, there are many versions of the Bible that say it's Jesus. They don't even give you the chance to interpret it. They interpret it for you. Because I have a problem with that. I don't want a Bible to translate. I don't want a Bible to interpret it for me. What I have to help you understand, and I'm not trying to be arrogant when I say that. I promise I'm not trying to be arrogant. What I want to help you understand, that there are versions of the Bible that interpret it for you, and it takes away from you the right to do that.
Is that why they call it Interpreter's Bible?
There is an Interpreter's Bible. I'm not as familiar with the Interpreter's Bible. Now, interpreting the words are what they ought to be doing. Translating the words is what they ought to be doing.
Right.
Interpreting a phrase for you is not necessarily, unless it's a paraphrase. If it's a paraphrase, I expect that to happen. Your paraphrases can be the Amplified on one extreme, which is, I like the Amplified. It can be the Message, it can be the Living Bible, it can be, all of the variations of today's English version. All of those versions are paraphrases. They're not trying to be strict literal interpretations. Nowadays, you can't hardly find one unless you read the King James Version or the Authorized Standard version of the Bible. They're probably the two most literal. And so you just got to be careful in your reading. This passage does not say it's the Son of God. It says it's a son, and it says it's one that's like him. All right, but there's some other things that this verse does say about this one that I think could depict Jesus. First of all, notice the one here setting. And we know the posture of setting is one who is seated because what they've done is finished. All right? So this one's setting. This one is setting upon a cloud. We know this one has a golden crown upon his head. This is the same word, Stephanos, that's used for the crown of thorns when Jesus was crucified. Thank you, Miss Susan. I thought maybe the rain would keep you in the storm.
Well, the baby's mom sat for about 10 minutes waiting for it to go.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you so much. Okay, notes. Good for everybody. So this person has a crown, a victor's wreath around their head, and in their hand they have a swift sickle. In other words, his work is quick and speedy. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do what it is he's doing. And so, I don't know. I don't want to answer this for you. I want you to struggle with it with me like I did. I want you to work this out. I want you to think this out.
Verse 15 also says, then another angel. Would that not imply that the one that he's given description of could also be one?
It's another of the exact same kind. I believe it's an addendum to the Constitution. I don't think it's another one like a different one.
Oh.
It's just a continuation, it's just another way of saying there's a continuing message. Now, when I see the word angel, I never think of
Yeah, I know.
a person with wings and a halo kind of floating around. I'm not thinking of a Michael or a Gabriel. When I'm thinking of them, when I see the word angel, here's what I see. I see message. Because when you look at the word angelos in the New Testament, the emphasis is never on the agent. The emphasis is always on the message. So it's the message that unlocks the revelation of hearts. You've got to hear that. It's the message that you hear is what opens the door to the dimensions of the house you have not yet occupied. It's not just the people that, it is people because people help bring you the message, but it's the message that moves you into the next dimension of life. I know this, and I'm very picky over the cassettes, and I am listening to some cassettes now since I have a cassette player in my car. I know exactly doesn't know what a cassette is. But older people, we understand what cassettes are. But I have some cassettes. I just listened to one yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. That I first heard in 1994 that I never understood anything about. I didn't even understand it. I didn't even get it. I can remember saying, I don't know what that means. And filed that into my tape library. Keep in mind, in 1994, I had already finished school, already finished 3.5 years of Greek, I already finished everything I know now, I know then. And I'll be honest with you, this tape I didn't understand anything the guy was saying on the tape, but I filed it in a tape case. Thank you, Brother Chuck. I appreciate that. And so here I am this many years later. I listened to it yesterday, and guess what? Man, I almost came out of my heart. And all of a sudden, I had ears to hear what the Spirit was saying to the church. But back in 1994, I said to the guy beside me, I said, I think it's thundering in here. He was hearing the voice of the Lord. I heard thunder. I said, I was looking around. I didn't have a clue what was being said. But in 2013, I said, and I had to listen to the tape again. What I'm telling you guys is this. You got to be sensitive to what you hear. Don't just listen to what you already know. I don't want to read. I never read articles on stuff I already know stuff about. I want to know what I don't know. I want to know what I don't know. That's what I'm interested in. So I look for teachings about stuff I don't know a whole lot about, because I know a message is what moves my life into a new dimension of growth. Okay? So we have here, setting upon a white cloud, a son, a full-grown son. And his head, his thinking, has been, I love the word golden because the word golden here means wood overlaid in gold. Let me just help you. Every article of furniture that's gold in the tabernacle, in the most holy place, is wood overlaid in gold. In other words, it started as humanity and moved into divinity. It didn't start in divinity and moved backwards. It moved into humanity and moved frontwards.